It's mind-blowing what's happening in the crypto market today. Top crypto bloggers with millions plus reach are all saying the same thing. There's nothing to make money on. Trading bots are in the red. Brace for impact. The fear and greed index is buried deep in the red. Deeper than we've seen in the last 4 years. The industry has stalled. But while the crowd is panicking and slipping into depression, my clients keep printing steady profits, as if no crisis exists. Today I'm going to reveal the main secret: how to turn your dead capital, the Bitcoin or Ether just sitting in your wallet and waiting for better times, into a real cash machine that pays out actual dollars every month. My slogan is simple: investments without cash flow is charity in favor of the market. Today I'll show you a step-by-step case of my client, squeezing 50% annual yield where others are locking in losses. And I promise, if you watch this video to the end, I'll give you specific settings that turn an average investor into the house. We will break down everything, from collateral to the exact pools. But before we get to the numbers, important point: all the calculations, tables and protocol links I show you today are already packaged in a dedicated Telegram bot. Right now, while I'm setting the stage, follow the link in the description to my Telegram bot. Why do you need it? Because on YouTube information lives for a week, but on Telegram I provide real-time updates: where to move liquidity, where rates have changed, and how to protect a position if the market suddenly dumps. This is your survival toolkit. Jump in, subscribe, and let's get to the substance. The client came to me at the beginning of this year. A classic situation. I'm sure 90% of you are in exactly the same spot. The person holds several others, bought correctly long-term, sitting on a cold wallet, and everything would be fine. But when the market drops down 30 to 40%, your deposit melts before your eyes and passive income is zero. You just sit and wait a year, 2, 3, till the price returns to those longed-for highs. Honestly, that's not a business. I call it hope mode. And hope is the worst possible strategy for managing capital. Investments must generate cash flow here and now. Here's what we did with this client. We took his 10 others and, instead of just staring at them, turned them into the foundation of a strategy, generating $300 to $400 a month net. And I emphasize, this is in the current dead red market. Imagine what happens when the real bull market arrives. Many people think that DeFi is some kind of magic for hackers. I'll explain the logic in plain terms. By the way, if you also have assets that are just sitting and not earning a cent, hit like right now. Let's show YouTube algorithm we want real income, not fairy tales about 100x's. And make sure to subscribe, because in the second half of this video I'll reference a tool that lets you double the yield with the same level of risk. The first step of our strategy is using on-chain bank. In DeFi, they are called lending protocols. Forget queues, humiliating income statements and credit checks. We simply post clients' others as the collateral in the protocol. The system sees our collateral and says, I see your asset, I'm ready to lend you real dollars against them. And here's where you pay attention. Just look at the interest rate. In crypto, right now, it's about 3 to 4% annually in dollars. And more importantly, please pay attention that the protocol pays you back almost 2% annually. So the net price of your loan just about 2% annually. Have you ever seen a 2% loan in real life? Even with a property worth millions as a collateral, a bank will charge you 7 to 15%. And here, with supposedly risky crypto, you get money almost for free. Why? Because DeFi is the most efficient and transparent financial structure in history. No bloated stuff, no luxury offices, so the rates are this attractive. And very important nuance many people miss: we never take a loan all in. We always watch the health factor. We keep it in a safe zone, so that no sudden market dump leads to liquidation. That's professional risk management, the thing I constantly talk about on my Telegram. So we took those borrowed stablecoins, but we didn't rush to buy another asset hoping it would go up. We did something much smarter. What does a typical beginner do? Takes a loan and buys some meme coin or jumps into shit coins. But instead, we send the funds into liquidity pools, specifically Uniswap V3. What's the catch? You switch places with the system. Normally, when you swap one coin for another, you pay the exchange a fee. But in my strategy, you are the exchange. You provide your dollars and others with a certain price range. And for every trade other people make, you collect a small fee. Millions of trades a day and thousands of small fees into your pocket. This is a separate form of financial craftsmanship. You don't need to guess where the price goes, up or down. You benefit when the price simply moves within your range. While traders nervously smoke, blow up their deposits on futures, and pay fees to exchanges, they are actually paying us. We become the top of the food chain. Look at the numbers. This pool, for example, was opened 58, almost 60 days ago, and the earnings are $216 net. This one also was opened 58 days ago and gives us another $343 net. In total, over this period, my client generated over $800 total fees, and this result beats any bank deposit by multiples. And most importantly, it's fully transparent. Let's calculate the current APR of this strategy. We invested 16K total assets and generated about $855 for last 2 months. So let's just divide these two numbers and calculate the current APR. So we divide 835 by 16K, divided by 60 days and multiply by 365 days per year. So current APR, guys, is 31%, and you can withdraw all your funds at any moment with one click. And it's the main thing: no freezes, no sanctions, no restrictions. You know what's the most powerful part of the strategy psychologically? When Ether drops, we don't panic, we just take accumulated fees and simply buy more Ether at lower prices. My client bought coins at 2000 for Ether, at 2200, at 1700. Now the price is higher, and thanks to continuous reinvestment, his actual coin balance has grown. That's compound interest in action, the thing that will make you wealthy in a few years. So what am I telling you about? Instead of getting just 23, 37, 26 or 46% annual return using reinvestment strategy, you can multiply your yields and make enormous returns like 112%, 64%, 39%, etc. So instead of getting just $833, you can increase your returns and take $1,578. By the way, write in the comments right now, what annual return in crypto do you consider reasonable and safe? 10%? 50? Or are you still believing in thousands of percent from memes? Write it. I'm genuinely interested to compare your expectations with the reality DeFi offers. And also, write the topic you want next. A guide on setting ranges to avoid getting pushed out of the market, or how to find new collateral assets. The most popular request becomes the next video. Let's be honest, 98% of people in crypto lose money because they're constantly chasing X's and quick profits. I teach you to build a foundation. Of course, you can allocate a small portion of your capital to crazy experiments I talked about previous videos. But your main capital should work exactly the same way as I showed you today. Stable, predictable and profitable. So, to sum up our case, we took several Ethers of my client that were just sitting idle, posted them as collateral in an on-chain bank at a ridiculous 2% annually, used the borrowed dollars and started collecting fees from the market. The result? 50+% of APR, totally satisfied client, steady monthly cash flow, and a continuously growing portfolio. If all of these feels like too complex to you, or you're afraid to click the wrong button and burn money on mistakes, I understand. DeFi is a territory of freedom, but it doesn't forgive amateurs. That's why my team and I provide personal guidance and capital management. We don't sell success courses. We take your capital and build a tailored financial architecture around it. We work for a concrete result. If you have capital and you are tired of being a permanent waiter, if you want to become the house, message me on Telegram with the code word consultation. We will jump on a call. I'll personally review your portfolio and honestly tell you what strategy we can implement for you. So, okay, your planned action for today. First, subscribe to my Telegram channel via the link in the description. Second, open the bot with the settings from the case. And 3, like this video and leave a thoughtful comment. Thanks for watching till the end. And remember, in crypto, it's not the one shooting about X's who makes money, but the one who owns the infrastructure. Good profits, have a great weekend, and see you on Telegram.